Today we are at the, what is it? Today we are at the British Motor Museum for the Land Rover events. We've come up on the Sunday to see what it's all about. It's our first event here, and as you can see we've got some lovely Land Rover and Range Rovers on display. So we're going to have a little walk around, show you what's going on here, show you some of the stuff I like, see if we can find some P38s and have a look at some of the other cool things that they've got going on. They've got some like live talks, they've got a brand new Defender demonstration over there, they've got some of the Dakar vehicles as well from Land Rover Classics. They've got some cool bits here. So let's have a little look around, see what we like and see what's going on today at the British Motor Museum. So first up, as you come in, you've got some of the Range Rovers, you've got some P38s and some L322s. We were just saying, like when we're out and about, you never really see any P38s, so it's quite nice to come down here today and see that a few have actually made it. They might not necessarily make it back, but they've made it here, which is a positive. So we've got a few lovely L322s. I haven't seen a Bordeaux yet, have you? We've got one over there that's in the same colour as ours. I think that is a little bit darker, to be fair. So there is one over there, but that's not an actual Bordeaux, which hopefully means there's less of them, which means the price of ours will go up. We'll have a little walk around and see what's what. They're doing some live talks there at the minute with the Series 2s, which is something that we want to do at our event, isn't it? So we've got our event in June, on the 28th of June, and that's sort of the type of thing that we want to do at our event. Our event's called the Great Assembly, and if you don't know about it, it's in Exeter on June the 28th. So if you want to get involved with it, there'll be some information down below. Got some Evokes, that'll stir up the pot with a few people, won't it? We've seen a few Evokes on display. We've had a few Evokes apply at our event, and you always see in the description to say like, oh, if you'll let us in type things. I think that they think they won't be let in. Here's one car that we spotted earlier. We won't film it just yet because it's got a couple of people stood by, but there's a lovely mint P38, which is an absolute honey. That's like how we picture ours, the paintwork on ours. We're going to machine polish it and ceramic coat it, and hopefully we'll get it that nice. But that one there looks absolutely mint. We'll try and put some overlay over it. But to be fair, if we have a look, you might be able to peer through in the back. You can just about see that they've got full specs. So they've got the tables in the back as well, which I think is class. Can you see that? Just about. So very cool spec, and it looks absolutely mint. You can tell matey's been polishing this for a little while to get it up to that sort of condition. So that looks incredible. That's one of the ones that we personally like. And we might actually vote for that in a bit, shall we? Because you can vote. I think they're doing like a show in the shine or something like that. So we'll try and vote for that in a bit if we can, because that is one of our favourites. We've got a few, well, we've just got Land Rovers everywhere. Some little kids on the sand over there, look. Like Artie, that is, to be fair. Got a couple of the series. So there's a couple here that are absolutely mint, so it's good to see these. We've took out a Series 1 on a few occasions, haven't we? A couple of times it's broken down, but yeah, these are absolutely incredible. So if you poke your head inside there, I mean, the paintwork's phenomenal on these, so it's really nice to see a few series on display. If we walk around to this one over here, feed the little kid and his little one there. So obviously this is the Land Rover Series 1 Club. This caught our eye earlier when we were walking on through, just because he's put some photos and he's got some information about what it was like before and what it's like now. So if we have a quick look over to here, this is how it started off. So, and it's obviously had a full restoration up to this point, and now obviously it's ended up like this, which looks absolutely incredible. So I presume it's had full engine rebuild, it's had all the paintwork restored, and it looks mint. By the looks of here, it had nothing whatsoever. If we jump around the back, I'll show you another photo that it's got. But yeah, if you poke in, everything's been fully restored, all the interior's been retrimmed, it's all been painted, and everything's completely exactly how it was. And if we have a look on this one, you see it in a little bit more detail. That's how it started off as, and obviously that's what it's like now. So it started off as a complete project, and now it's ended up like how it is in this condition. So I dread to think how much that they've spent on that, but I can imagine it's a pretty penny. Another P38 behind you, Jasmine, in a lovely white, which you don't often see. A lot of the white ones you see as like ex-police vehicles and stuff like that, which Luke's got, hasn't he? He's got the ex-police P38, which I do want to try and buy off Luke, to be fair, because he don't really seem to be doing much with it. But that's one of our favourites as well. That one has obviously been fully restored. If we have a look over on this section, this is where all like the classics are and some of the P38s. We've got a lovely collection of classics on display, and I did spot a CSK earlier as well, which you would have seen that we'd done a detail on one of them a few months ago for Rob, who also watches the channel. Them seats are class. So you've got the teddy bear style seats, two-tone seats. I don't know whether that's original or what, but that does look pretty cool. And then yeah, we've got a few other bits. So if we have a little walk on through here, Jasmine's after the dogs, aren't you, Jasmine? So you have to get the dog on the camera. You want to say hello? You're probably wondering what it is. Give the camera a good sniff. There you go. I'm here for the cars, Jasmine's here for the dogs. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? So if we have a little walk, this is very cool. Look at this. When do you ever see vehicles like this? A fire truck, Land Rover, on 6 wheels. That's cool, isn't it? That's super cool. You don't ever see anything like that. It's got the teddy bear cloth interior as well. So yeah, Range Rover Classic, built by Carmichael. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then next to it, so we've got the fire truck, and then we've got the police vehicle as well. So if you poke your head into there, please do not enter this car. Look at all the police memorabilia in there, look all the teddy bears and stuff. That is, look all the switches on the display. That is super cool. Super, super cool. So to be fair, it's making me want to buy Luke's more. Obviously Luke's not got a Classic, he's got a P38, but it's just sat there at the minute gathering dust. And that makes me want to buy it more, and I love this look. Look at that. That's proper cool. Super cool. Over here we've got a CSK. So we've done a detail on one of these back in December. This is the one I was just talking about. This one looks absolutely incredible. That CSK that we detailed is still up for sale. So if anyone is after one, then let us know, because Rob's still trying to sell it. But this one looks incredible. That looks absolutely mint. So all the interior looks completely original as it was. All the wood looks good. All the plastics and stuff looks really good. Yeah, really nice. Pretty sure they made 200 of these, 250, maybe 50 in auto, 200 manual, I want to say. I think Rob had one of the autos, so he had one of the rarer automatic ones. But that looks incredible. Super, super nice. So we'll try and get some overlays of these in a bit as well, just so you can see them in a little bit more detail. Got some discos, got lots and lots of lovely Land Rovers on display, as you would expect. We've got a whole section over here. So this is a mixed bag of like Discoveries, Defenders, Range Rovers, ranging from old to new. So I think this is where a lot of people are coming just to have a look at the event who have come in a Land Rover. They can display theirs here. But yeah, if we continue walking on through, and then we'll have a look at some of the military vehicles, which Cole, if you're watching, I think he'll quite like some of these, won't he? Because there's a couple of military Defenders. We've got a old military series as well, Series 1. I think it's a 1951, which you can see over there. But as you can see, there's literally filled with all of your favourite Land Rovers, Range Rovers, on display. So let's have a look at some of the military vehicles, and then we'll continue on in this car park and see what's what. So this is where some of the military vehicles are. So we've got a couple of military Wolf Defenders, which Cole, like I say, if you're watching this will be the stuff that he really enjoys. So Cole's just done up his, actually. He's just had a new bulkhead and a new engine, so he's replaced it all. So he's been spending some big money at the minute, so it's probably cost him, his April's been definitely more expensive than mine. And then we've got a few others. His probably similar spec to that one compared to that one over there. And over on this side, we've got a 1951, I believe, Series 1 military police Land Rover, which is, again, really nice to see. You don't see many of them. And there's a lot of stuff here today that you wouldn't just see out and about. I think they've got obviously some out of the museum to show outside. And obviously some people are really passionate, so they brought their cars out to show everyone at this event. If we have a look through this section of the car park, should we just have a little look around and do whatever we sort of see and find? We'll show you guys what we find, basically. Have a P38, my love. So like I said, you don't really, when we've been out and about at different shows local to us, you don't really see many P38s at all. So it is quite nice to see a few dotted around. Like I said, I haven't seen a Bordeaux yet, have you? No Bordeaux. We'll have to have a little look around some of the other car parks and see what we can find and see if there is any lingering about. We've got a few Freelanders, a couple of cool bits over there. This part of the Freelander Club over on this side. We'll have a little walk on down there and see what's going on down at this section of the car park. Another P38. That's like the one we seen the other day, wasn't it? Do you remember? That was tucked away. It's got the cloth interior, which is quite cool. See, that's how ours should be, our centre console, but it's had all the stick-on stuff. I think ours should just be plastic, but they put all the stick-on stuff on it, which is pretty mad. Right, this is one we could buy, innit, my love? It's up for sale. If I had £3.5 grand spare, I'd be buying this, my love. but I'd probably need 3.5 grand for the trailer as well, so it cost me 7 grand probably to buy this. But look at this, got an old series. It is for sale, so if anyone's interested in it, make sure you give Will, oh no, that's not Will, that's Will Start. So yeah, this I mean, this needs a serious restoration, doesn't it, to be fair, but this could be one for the list, can it? No. We got a P38 to get through, but that is very cool. I want to find something like that. It's got to be something like that sat around us in Devon, where you can find something like that and do it up. I'm always on the lookout. Every time we drive past like an old farm, I'm like that, driving past, looking just to see if there's anything sat around. Because it would be cool to do something like that, especially if you can make it mint. If you've got the money and time to make it mint, I mean, it would be well worth like trying to do something like that. If we have a look down here, we have got the Land Rover Classic stand, and they've got a few cool vehicles on display. They've got the Dakar Defender. Obviously, this has actually been in the Dakar in January, was it? I believe. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this is literally straight from the Dakar, and obviously a lot of the vehicles that Land Rover Classic they use, like some of them have been in like James Bond, a lot of the films and stuff, so they literally keep and store them exactly how they were when they come out the film, when they come out the rallies, when they come out the events, and all of that. So if we have a little look, it's had a few dings and dents, isn't it? It's like you're driving, my love. I don't know about that, to be fair. So yeah, if we have a little look through, it's literally exactly how it's come from the rallies. So if we have a look at the back, it's definitely seen better days, isn't it? Definitely seen better days. But it's cool to see it in this condition. It's very cool to see it in this condition. And it's nice that they're going to keep it like this. So obviously, it's a bit of history, it's a bit of heritage. Jasmine's getting distracted by the dogs. I'll call you Jazz then, yeah, I know. So, and then again, they've got Defender, and a couple of others on display, which have all been restored by themselves. I think most of them have got a 5 litre V8 in, which is pretty cool too. That Defender Camel over there has got a 5 litre SVR engine in it, I believe. Another cool thing that they've got, you can actually go out in the new Defenders and see what they're all about. We actually have done this before, actually, haven't we, in Honiton? So Land Rover have got a few locations dotted around the country where you can actually take a new Land Rover, Range Rover off-road, and they've got one literally 10-15 minutes down the road from us. So we're going to head on in there and see what it's all about. Unfortunately, you can't drive them, you're just a passenger, but it will be cool just to be in it and see what it's all about. So a car that we couldn't not film whilst we're here at the Land Rover show is Huey. So this is the first ever pre-production Land Rover ever built, and if it wasn't for this one, we wouldn't have the Land Rover Defender, we wouldn't have the Range Rover, we wouldn't have all the models in between it. So it's very cool to see this on display, and to be fair, I didn't expect to see it outside in the open like this, and as you can see, it's been absolutely mint. It was sold to a farmer in Warwickshire in 1948, and then it got brought back into the company for them to restore it, and it's been in the hands of British Motor Museum ever since, and it is absolutely mint. They're going to do a little parade lap in a minute and do a little feature on it and talk a little bit about it, so it'd be cool to find out a little bit more in a second in the parade square. Upstairs of the British Motor Museum is where they've got a few of the cool bits tucked away, parked up, and it's an awesome opportunity to see some of these vehicles. So if we have a little look, we've got everything from series to Defenders, we've got amphibious vehicles. Over this section here, it's a full aluminium Land Rover Series 3 there, which is the only one ever produced. And if we have a look over this side, we've got the first and only amphibious Land Rover Defender 90. See that there, my love? It is a boat cross car, which is pretty mad. And then we've got some Defenders with some tracks on it. I was saying on a video on the Ray-Bans, right, if we make fuck you money, we own a farm, my love. That's what we're doing to a Defender, right? Getting some tracks on it. I think that'd be class. And over here is where we've got a police P38, which you would have seen we've done a video with Luke at his barn, well, at his yard, where he had a load of Range Rovers set up. He actually has a police P38 sat around waiting for restoration. So Luke, if you're watching this, mate, you need to crack on and get yours finished to this. If not, I'll have to buy it. And we'll have to do something to it ourselves, because as you can see, this is exactly how it was. It's got all the livery on it, it's got the gun box in it, it's got all the dials on it, it's got the lights and all that sort of stuff, and it's cool to see it parked up. So seeing this here makes me want to do or help Luke with his restoration and crack on with it. This here was the first ever Land Rover Freelander built, which is quite cool to see, and it's got all the signatures, or it had all of the signatures on for those that were involved in it, and that was the first car for 10 years that Land Rover changed a name for. And if we go have a look, it's super hot up here, isn't it? super hot. If we have a look over this section, this is where some of the Queen's ceremonial vehicles are. So we've got a Land Rover Series 2, we've got an L322, we've got a Range Rover Classic, and we have a Range Rover P38. So if we have a little walk around, you can see in the back, they're all matching spec in that sort of like maroon purple, would you say? So these are all of the Queen's ceremonial vehicles where she would have been stood outside or sat inside, waving like this, isn't it, my love? Doing the Queen's wave. So we've got the Classic, again, fully converted, fully coach built with seats in the back. So she would have been able to sit in it. Then here we've got a P38, and it's got like, do you reckon that's actual gold? Do you reckon? I reckon it is. We've got a P38, which is, again, been fully restored. And as you can see, this one looks like it's never been used for some reason. Maybe it's because it's broken down too much. But this is another one of the ceremonial vehicles. And then over this section here is an L322. If we have a little look, we've got the L322 version, so one of the latest versions, which would have been obviously one of the last of the run. And then we've got this here that was built for the Queen as well to use on her farm. So it's quite cool to see some of the Queen's ex Land Rovers and Range Rovers on display. So down this section, this is the first of the line Range Rover Sport, which I was saying on like a little video I was doing on Portrait, that this was sort of the car that got me into Range Rovers, to be fair. Do you know why, my love? Because back in the day when we were younger, a lot of the older boys who were like 20 odd, late 20s, they're all selling a bit of naughty stuff, and this is what they're all floating around in. So us, as young teenagers, we were looking at them in their blacked out Range Rovers with blacked out windows and blacked out wheels and thought they were the boys. So that's how I sort of got into Range Rovers, to be fair. But this is the first of the line, and this from new would have been £40,000, which is quite cool. I think I was reading earlier in one of the forums that it's only the 5th name change that they've ever had, my love. You know that? 5th model name that they've had since starting. We got the Evoque, two-door Evoque, which probably would have been the first generation of Evoque that they built. I think this was something to do with Victoria Beckham. I think she helped design it, I believe. Maybe I'm chatting West. I'm pretty sure that was right. It was something to do with someone like that. We've got the James Bond Defender. As you can see, it's seen better days. It's all been smashed out. And it's obviously used in the film. And if we have a look at the front, if we come along through, again, signs that it's been in a film. We've got an SV Range Rover Vogue. This was a prototype. This was one that they released at the Geneva Motor Show back in 2018. It was a £250,000 car, but it never actually got produced. I don't know whether it's because of the cost or what, but as you can see, it's a 3-door Vogue, which is quite cool to see. I would quite like to see them on display, to be fair. So this is built by SVO, Special Vehicle Operations. And I think that is it. There's some lovely bits tucked away up here, and obviously in the main museum as well, there's also some cool other Land Rovers. But what an awesome opportunity. For like 20 quid or whatever it's cost us today, plus we're allowed back at the Motor Museum anytime we want with the tickets that we've bought. It's cost us £42, and we've had access to the event outside and the event in here, so it's been well worth the money. So I think we're going to wrap it up now. We're going to go and watch Huey do his final parade lap, aren't we? And then we're going to head off to Cafe in the Machine and get some food, because it's absolutely roasting up here. You're tired, I'm tired, it's been an early start. So let's head over to Cafe in the Machine, grab some food and see what we can find there. Quite cool to see, wasn't it? The first ever Land Rover out on a little send. He's coming back around in a minute. What's that? Oh yeah, my phone's dead and it's warming up, innit? It's about to blow up, so I've had to give it back to you. Well, actually no, you've charged it now, I need to borrow yours. So here he is, he's full chat. He's full chat, my love.